Okay, so whether you are just starting your healing journey, whether you've been on it for a while, these are just a whole lot of really good reminders of what you can stop doing today, things that will really genuinely help you. And you know, it's all about kind of the things that we are consuming. And you know, when you think of consuming things, there's that whole talk around consumerism and, you know, buying all of this stuff that you don't need. So I definitely say that, you know, like that's one of the things, is just stop buying shit you don't need. That's just not helpful at all. And, you know, it's just feeding into just people are spending money on things that they don't need with money they don't have. That is just crazy, and it feeds into that lack cycle, and it feeds into that money mindset, and it feeds into, you know, that generational trauma we have around being able to build wealth and prosperity. So if that's something that you're doing, yeah, just, you know, cut out that shit. Stop buying shit you don't need. Really ask yourself, do I need this? Does it really spark joy? Is it just in this moment, you know? And then the other easy one when it comes to consuming things is food. And, you know, man, I've had so many struggles with food. I can't even tell you, like, it's just been an ongoing battle for me. And, you know, what I say now is just 80-20, right? 80% of the time I try to eat well and do the right things, and 20% of the time I eat way too much cheese and drink way too much wine. And, you know, that's what I feel good about, and that's what I can live with, and helps me to keep my body where I'm happy with it. And so whatever that is for you, then that's it too. And then the other thing is just like what you're watching on TV. You know, don't go to sleep. I've posted a video before about the last 5 minutes of your day and the first 5 minutes of your day. They are the most important, because that's when your brain is in that state where you're in creation. So, you know, just ensuring that you're not going to sleep watching a horror, or, you know, the last thing on your mind is really, really important. So yeah, I mean, I just don't watch anything that makes me feel dread or makes me feel awful or anything like that anymore. You know, oh God, news, if you're still watching the news, just stop watching the news. It's just full of conditioning anyway. It's all fake news. You know, that's one of the things Donald Trump was right about, is fake news, fake news. So just, you know, stop watching the news. That would be my number one, because all you're going to hear about is what everybody else wants you to hear, and it's all about dread. And so no point in watching the news. And yeah, just be mindful of the stuff that if you're constantly, you know, one of those people that's addicted to like murder mysteries, real murders and all that kind of stuff. I used to be like that. You know, just be conscious about it, be aware of it, because that is part of what you're consuming. You know, the music that you listen to. I'm not saying that you need to go out and listen to gospel music, but if that's what floats your boat, then absolutely you should. But just, you know, be aware of what you're listening to, you know, all the stuff that you're putting out there that you are resonating with. You know as well as I do, everybody knows this. You can hear a track and be like, oh damn, reminds you of the club, you know, especially if you're my generation, back in those R&B days. And, you know, and you get moving and you're like, yeah, totally remember this. And then same time you can hear some track and be like, oh my God, I remember I was at such a shitty time in my life. And it just, music is so powerful. It can take you right back to some place where you've been, and it can also uplift you. So, you know, if you're feeling a bit shit, then don't go listening to some crappy music that is going to make you even more shit. And my number one stop doing is just stop hanging out with people who give you shitty advice and who bring you down and who make you feel less than. You know, if you're around a whole lot of people that talk a whole lot of shit about other people, that is just not the go. You know, we are, God, you know, I hate to see this. And I know it's not just women, but I see, you know, and it was like a culture growing up. This was like a real endemic culture in my family and in my church and like everywhere. It's just this culture of putting other people down and talking about other people and gossiping about other people. And yeah, we used to have a good laugh and have fun and all that, but actually it's just so damaging and it's just really awful. So if you're around people and that's all they do, if your friendship group, your family is around people who just talk badly about others and judge everyone else, just get out of that, because that judgment really is, it's not healthy for you, but also it's deeper than that, right? That's more about judgment that you have for yourself. But anyway, we're not going to go into that this video. And I, you know, one of the other things I hear all the time is that people, like my clients, are getting advice from people, like, for example, relationship advice from people who are not in relationships, or relationship advice from people who are not in healthy relationships, or advice about what they should be doing for their career from people who are not even in business, you know? So be really aware, just be really aware about who you're getting advice from. It's so funny how everybody wants to give advice, but, you know, just have some awareness around that. Who's giving me this advice, and where is this advice coming from? Is it coming from a place of love? Is it coming from a place of, I really want to support you, and, you know, I want you to be prosperous and I want you to have all the things? Or is it coming from a place of, and maybe it's even protection, you know? It can be because they're afraid themselves, and so they don't want you to be adventurous and go out and be the best you and have everything, you know? Oh man, I've had so many jobs I can't even tell you that I've had no business having, that I've applied for, that people have said, oh, you shouldn't apply, like, you would never get, you're not qualified to do that. And then I've gotten the job, I've done a fucking amazing job, and I've been so grateful for the experience, and I've learned and I've grown so much through it. So, you know, don't let people make you small. Don't let people reinforce what you already think, because, you know, quite often we have to make really brave moves. If you want anything out of life, you've got to make a brave move. You've got to jump sometimes, right? And if you have people who are backing you and who are in your corner, that's who you want to be around. And if you're around people who are naysayers, who are telling you that you can't, and all of the reasons why you can't, and sort of reinforcing your imposter syndrome, then, you know, those are not the people that you want to be around. Be around people who uplift you. So those are all my stop consuming. And yeah, like I said, whether you're starting out, you're partway through, you know, you've been working on yourself for a while, these are just some really good reminders, and or a good place to start. Or maybe you do some of these things and maybe you weren't aware of, or you haven't been doing some of those things. So good reminder for you. And just want to say, keep the questions coming in. I love the questions, because it just reminds me of what's important to everyone else. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye. Love you.